If you notice the background on my picture, you will see those beautiful flowers. And they are there for a purpose. As a matter of fact, I just put those flowers behind me. I needed some help in doing this interview. Not only doing the interview, but I needed some beauty, that we could look at while we are doing this interview. And those flowers are cherry blossoms. And the reason I got cherry blossoms behind me is because, woohoo, the Cherry Blossom Festival is coming up for 41 years. This has been a signature event in our community and has brought, I'm gonna say 1 million people, in 41 years, probably in excess of 1 million. I'm sure that we've had more than 1 million visitors in 41 years, not and then hundreds and hundreds of activities. And not on, I'm not going to even talk about the pounds of food that have been consumed while this festival is going on. Well, why are you talking about that, Alex? Well, I'm talking about it because from March 17th to March 26th this year, 2023, we're going to have the Cherry Blossom Festival. And just as special as those blooms behind me is the lady that we're going to talk about because she snaps her fingers and waves the magic wand and causes the blooms to not only the flowers to bloom, but also she's behind all of the activities. I mean, all the fun, the parade, the bed race, the food, the music. And, somebody got to, kind of put that together. And that body is none other than Miss Stacy Moore. Hey, Stacy.
Hey, Alex.
How are you?
I'm good. You've got me excited. I was already excited, but now I'm ready. I wish it were next week.
Yes, ma'am. So let's start 41 years ago and kind of walk through. I know you can't enumerate all the activities, but wow,
Yes.
41 years. Let's just talk about the beginning and just walk us through the years and just we're gonna end with what's going on for the 2023 festival. You got it.
So, our founder, her name is Carolyn Creighton. She is now going to be 93 years old in June. But when she moved with her husband into Macon, she came from North Carolina and she had been very involved in her community there. And she wanted to just jump into Macon Bib and see how she could be of service. And she actually founded the first Keep America Beautiful affiliate in Macon, and it was actually the first in the state of Georgia. It was the third Keep America Beautiful affiliate, but the first in the state of Georgia. And she started with projects that had to do with litter, cleaning the community, just anything that she could do, beautification projects. So one of those beautification projects was the planting of the trees. And the way that came about was Mr. William Fickling, who is known as one of the realtors in town from Fickling and Company. He had a Yoshino cherry blossom tree on his farm, and he actually didn't know what it was. For years, he thought it was a dogwood, but it wasn't until he went to Washington, D.C. and saw them blooming at the tidal basin that he actually knew what he had at that point. And so he started propagating the trees on his farm. And so once he's had enough of the seedlings, Carolyn went to him and said, could we please have a beautification project in Macon Bib and start giving these away to the community so we can plant and beautify our community with these trees each year? And he obliged her the first year, which was 1981, and he gave 10,000 trees away. And part of that was a mass planting in the Wesleyan Woods neighborhood, which is still her neighborhood. And so they started there and had George Power dig the holes, and everybody just pitched in and cooperated. So I think he thought it was going to be a 1 year thing, but you don't tell Carolyn no. And so for 41 years, every year the Ficklings gave and still do give 10,000 trees away. And so that's how Macon Bibb has close to 360,000 Yoshino cherry trees. And we're actually the cherry blossom capital of the world. A lot of people think that may be DC or somewhere in Japan, but per capita and in our zip code, we have the most. So to celebrate what he did and to thank him, the next year in 1982, she actually threw a birthday party for him in 3rd Street Park. And on March 23rd, interestingly enough, that's his birthday, but it's also the peak blooming period for the Yoshino cherry trees. So she said that, this is the perfect way to celebrate your birthday, to celebrate spring and the beautification of Macon Bibb. And so she founded the festival on the principles of love, beauty, and friendship. And so that's how it started. And it grew from a 1-day birthday party to a 3-day celebration to now what is the 10-day celebration that we have. But really, we're in the community all year long. We now are the host of the Veterans Day Parade. We have a royalty program that we start in January, and we coordinate a whole slew of. We have a large court this year, and so we try to stay in the community with the royalty and petals as they go to events throughout the year, and the Children's Hospital. So she started with a vision, and her vision is still very strong today, thankfully.
Well, she converted a dream into a reality, and it's so phenomenal to help prove, the impact of the festival. And like I said, just talk a little bit about the stars and the dignitaries that have come to our community.
Yes, for years we've had nationally known recording artists, athletes, artists themselves with all the art that we do with posters and pins. And just in the last few years, we've had some really fun grand marshals of our parade. Last year, we were able to honor the Critter Fixer vets that are out of Fort Valley and have their show on National Geographic, which is Nat Geo Wild, with Dr. Ferguson and Dr. Hodges. And so they were not only a part of our parade and our grand marshals, the festival was actually featured on one of their shows for them having been a part of us. Wow. We also this year have chosen who is a hometown hero for us in Kareem Jackson. He's affectionately known as Coco to most everybody in Macon Bibb, but played at Westside under Coach Spoon, went and became a star at Bama, and then now is with the Denver Broncos. And he's going to be coming home, going to be a grand marshal with us and honor his mom and a breast cancer float while he's here as grand marshal. So he's actually going to do a meet and greet at Central City Park, Carolyn Creighton Park, which is what it's known now, on the Sunday after the parade. And we'll have that information on cherryblossom.com as it gets closer to time, so you can be sure and go out and say hey to him while he's here.
Speaking of cherryblossom.com, and I know it's no way for you to talk about all of the activities, all of the events, and all of the festivities that are going to be going on during the festival. But let's just kind of highlight them. And let me say this very quickly. The Cherry Blossom Festival is for everybody. Now, the reason I know it's for everybody because we got something for everybody. And when I said we, you probably say, well, why you see? Why you say we, Alex? Well, I've been involved in it for about 25 years, since since Stacy was in her mid-20s. Yeah. And she's not there anymore, but she's not in her mid-40s either. But be that as it may, so I've been a very, very ardent supporter of the festival. And then the reason I like it, anywhere from 8 to 80, even before 8, there are all kinds of activities that are going on. Something is happening every day. So talk about those activities, including the food, the entertainment, the circus, and the bed race. Just talk about them because it's exciting.
Well, we have a 10-day part that is at Carolyn Creighton Park, which, if you can see behind me, this is where the picture is. It has our midway, so our amusement rides that everybody loves. Each night we have a headliner concert. This year it is probably the largest lineup that we've ever had. We have a nationally known recording artist every single night. So we wanted to reach that goal, and we're finally here, and we're very excited about it. So be sure to check out our lineup on cherryblossom.com. We try to be a very good value for our guests as well. So it's just $10 per person, but children under 10 are free to get in. And we also have some discount days available. So on the Monday, that's Heroes Day. So any of our first responders, DoD civilians can get, them and their families can get in free to the park that day. On Tuesday, we have a discount if you bring a donation for All About Animals. You get $2 off your admission. On Wednesday, that's State Employee Day. So if you work for the state of Georgia and you're an a state employee or a teacher, for instance, just bring your ID and you can get in free that day. And then on Sunday, on the last day on the 26th, that's Seniors Day. So if you're 55 and older, you get a half price ticket that day if you want to bring your grandchildren. But we also have every day as our the only fair or festival in the Southeast to offer that for our guests. So, like I said, we still want to be a very affordable option in this day and time when things are expensive for you to come out and enjoy with your family. But it's not only located at Carolyn Creighton Park. We have events all over Macon Bibb. We have a ball if you like to get dressed up in your tux and in your dresses and you want to come out to that. That's the first night. It's actually opening day on March 7th. St. Patty's Day, so we'll have a little twist with that as well. On the first Saturday, we have a lot of fun downtown. That's considered what we call our race day. So we have our annual bed race, which we've heard through the grapevine that the Warner Robins firefighters are going to come compete against the Macon Bibb firefighters. So there's going to be a little more competition this year. But we also have a wiener dog race, which is a lot of fun. So if you have a dash hound that you want to enter into that, the applications are online too. And this year, our new solid waste company, Ryland, is going to help us have trash can races. So this is going to be a lot of fun. It's new. We've not done this before. But it's going to be teams of two, and one person will be in a clean trash can and one person will be pushing. So we're excited to have that. And then we also have an antique car show that the Macon Bibb Fire Department is helping us with that first Saturday, as well as the dock diving competition. So that all takes place on Cherry Street up into 2nd Street all day long. And then Sunday, of course, we have our parade. In our opinion, it's one of the best parades in the state. We love it. We think it's large, it has beautiful floats, dignitaries that you're not going to see anywhere else, bands. So that's a lot of fun. That starts at 3 on Sunday afternoon. And of course, that's free for all the spectators to come out and enjoy. And then from Monday to Friday in 3rd Street Park, we still honor that first celebration that Carolyn did by having the activities every day at lunchtime. So from 11:30 to 1:30 every day in 3rd Street Park, we give away cherry ice cream, Coca-Cola, donuts, all the sugar. So we also have carriage rides for free. So if you've never had a carriage ride or done that, we offer that, and along with some fun music that Laura Starling DJs throughout the week that day on those days as well. And Founders Day is actually on the 23rd when we honor Mr. Fickling and Carolyn, and we cut a large birthday cake and serve that to anybody that wants to come down and enjoy that too. And then the second weekend downtown, we have what's called our Food Truck Frenzy, which is about 20 food trucks from all over the Southeast, food you can't get anywhere else. And they're going to come in, that's on 3rd Street to Cherry, and then turns down and goes down from Cherry to MLK. That's free. All you need to do is bring your food for your money, money for your food. And then we also have what we're calling Cherry Market added into that this year. So we'll have some vendors, one-of-a-kind vendors that will also be mixed in with our food trucks. So we're going to grow that event a little bit too. So we're excited about that. And then a new event, which is kind of a new but an annual favorite that we're bringing back, and then is our fashion show. And we're very excited about the fashion show. It'll be the second Saturday night, which is the 25th. It's going to be at the Tubman. And we're going to have appetizer hors d'oeuvres from the Perfect Pair. We're going to have a bar with wine and beer from Piedmont Brewery. Kanan Marshall's going to be doing the designs for the event. And then, of course, we have all of our local celebrities modeling from the different boutiques and from Dillard's. So it's a lot of fun. We haven't been able to do it since about 2018. So please come back out and enjoy this event and support the local celebrities that are taking their time to be in that too. And so the ball and the fashion show need reservations, just so we can give an accurate catering number. So those are at cherryblossom.com. The park is just pay your admission when you get there. But with that $10 admission, you get about $500,000 worth of free entertainment with the concerts, the different shows that we have. The dinosaur Jurassic show was so popular, we brought that back by popular demand. The Cannonball Man apparently is very popular. So we were asked to bring him back, and we certainly did. So we're just really excited about our programming and our lineup and what it brings to the community each year.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing, along with all these things, it's the good music. Macon is the music capital of the world. And then I understand that you're gonna have our Macon's own AJ the DJ.
Yeah. Yeah,
Down
but what goes
in
along with that? You mentioned Macon, and one thing that is new or just for this year really is that we're celebrating our bicentennial. And so to be able to celebrate that during the festival, we are going to celebrate making music throughout the day. So there'll be 3 to 4 bands throughout every day, all 10 days, leading into our headliner each night, which the first night is AJ the DJ. So it's going to be entertainment that you haven't seen like this scale. So we really wanted to celebrate all of the making music, all the bands, everybody that wants to be involved in the festival and needs to be showcased during those 10 days. And
And
then
what's interesting, and I'll say this right quick, keep your thought, is that it showed the variety. One night we got reggae, another night we got Elvis. You know what I mean? That just kind of supports the fact that the Blossom, the festival, intends to try to have something for everybody and have all different kinds of genres of music, etc. So it's just so exciting. And I cut you off. I hope you remember what you were going to say.
No, that's fine. The other part of the bicentennial that we are celebrating is with a 3D chalk artist. We actually had her back 10 years ago in 2012. And it was very interesting and fun for the community to come out, and you get to stand on it, and it looks like you're about to fall off a bridge or something in 3D. So we're going to have her downtown. We think she'll be back in front of the Sports Hall of Fame like she was in 2012. But she's going to, her 3D chalk is going to be specific to celebrating Macon and the bicentennial and the Cherry Blossom Festival. So that's going to be a really fun new thing for the community to come see, since it's been so long since she's been here.
Well, I really appreciate your plugging the bicentennial because it's very, very important to the community. And that one of the purposes of the bicentennial is to build civic pride and appreciation from our community. And we're going to cover all of the things that have happened in our community, the good and the not so good, because what we want to do is try to move forward in a positive manner and have civic pride. And then let me just hasten to say that the Cherry Blossom Festival has played a major, a significant, and an impactful role in creating a warm and prideful history of Macon-Bibb County, and that should definitely be included in the observation and the celebration of 200 years of Macon-Bibb. So there are just all kinds of activities, and and like she said, so advise people where to go again to try to get additional information. Now, let me ask you this quickly. Are you good with volunteers? Is there a need for any additional volunteers to try to help with any of the activities?
We have a wonderful volunteer group. Gregory Brown, who most of you probably know, is sort of the head of that for the festival. He's on the board of directors. He and his brothers come out on that first Sunday and they direct that parade for us, and they get it going and get them lined up, and then they help us throughout the week. So we're very thankful for our volunteer corps that comes out and leads that. But as far as the events go, cherryblossom.com is the website that everything is located on, but we also have an app. So if you just want to download our app to your phone, instead of having to go to the website every time, it has pretty much the same information that would be on the website. And then we have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. So the most up-to-date information will be pushed through our socials, so we can speak directly to you quickly when there might be a change or something that you might need to know.
And it's my understanding that you've got your royalty all finished. So you've got all of your royalties ready to be ride in the parade. Talk a little bit about your royalty. Royalty.
Yes, we love our royalty program. It starts with two princesses that are eighth graders, and then we choose a junior in high school that is a queen, which is a little different than we've done it in the past. But our queen this past year, her name was Logan, and she went from Howard to the University of Alabama. And so she suggested that perhaps instead of it being a senior in high school, that we use a junior in high school, because that way they don't leave and go to college in the middle of their reign. And she's been great about coming home, but it made a lot of sense. So we actually moved it back to be a junior in high school this year, and we're really excited about that. And then we have a legacy queen for ladies who are 55 and older who want to be involved in the festival. And that helps too, because we can kind of branch them all out. Like we can have the legacy queen go speak or be at one group. We can have the queen at another. And then we actually just crowned our little Mr. and Miss, and they're 5 to 7 year olds, and there's one little boy and one little girl. So that is the court that you'll see out and about, and of course at the parade on Sunday the 19th.
Well, that is so phenomenal and so outstanding, and it's so exciting, and there are so many activities, and so if you're looking for something, that's March the 17th through the 26th. Now, the opening day at the Callan Creighton is the what date?
It's the 17th at noon. So we do have an opening ceremony if you want to come and sit in the audience and see the dignitaries that are in town. We usually have the Japanese Consul General that comes for that, as well as, most of our elected officials and our community VIPs. So we cut the ribbon at noon and open it up for everybody, and then we pray for good weather the rest of the 10 days.
And good blooms too.
Right, yes.
A
That's the
lot
one thing we can't control are those trees.
but we're certainly looking for. Well, you got a ball, you got a bed raised. I mean, you got a trash can raised. You got amusement at Central City Park. You got music. You got drawing chalk. You got bicentennial celebration. You got everything, everything. The Cherry Blossom Festival between March 17th and 26th is going to touch on everything. You got beauty, and we're praying for good weather. So I just want to thank you and congratulate you. And I want to give a shout out to Miss Carolyn Creighton. Mm-hmm. And you know what that says, everything starts with an idea.
That's right.
I think that's a perfect example of when an idea is conceptualized. Oftentimes when we move on it, then it goes from a dream to a reality. And that's the best example I know of something, the Cherry Blossom Festival, going from a dream to a reality. And I really, really appreciate you. I appreciate what the festival has done for and continues to do for our community. I'm so excited about, and yeah, we have dignitaries from out of town, around the world. And let me say this quickly. Macon was voted as one of the best, 12 best, I think it was 12 best places in the country to visit. Now, what you think greatly influenced that, y'all? The Cherry Blossom Festival. So we want to congratulate everybody who's been associated and involved with the festival, because what that does, that means a lot to and for our community, and it helps to give us a positive impression throughout the country. And we probably will even have more people this year.
Yes, exactly. They started coming back last year for sure.
Yes,
But we've had bus tours and lots of interest already. So we know we've got the guests coming back.
Yep. This is a call to action. I'm your host, Alex Havish. I'm having interviews Miss Stacy Moore, who's president and CEO and executive director of the Macon Cherry Blossom Festival. She and her staff are doing a phenomenal job, all year to bring on one of the best events, this side of the Mississippi. And it continues to grow. So we want to thank you. We want to thank your staff for all the hard work. And we're looking so forward. Don't forget to download the app. And then I even, to show you our support, I even put on my pink tie today, it's got pink behind me, a pink swing. So we're getting Cherry Blossom ready because it's just around the corner. Again, we thank you, Ms. Moore, for all that you do, for all that your staff does. And we're all looking forward to a phenomenal festival, which I'm sure it would be. I hear music in my ears already, and reggae in my ears. And I see Elvis just kind of shimmying, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting ready for it psychologically, and all other kind of ways. So we really appreciate you, all that you do. As I said, this is a call to action. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page. Go to makingcalltoaction.com. Encourage your friends to watch the show, because we are about keeping the community informed. And this show today is an example of how important and impactful a call to action is. Thank you, Ms. Moore.
Thank you. I appreciate you having us.
Y'all have a cherry blossom day. Bye-bye.
www.makingblackpages.com.
Think Black Pages first.
You better think
Black Pages.
When purchasing goods like beauty supplies, cell phones, clothing, and food, think Black Pages first. For services like cleaning, event planning, and healthcare, search, shop, support.
The Macon, Middle Georgia Black Pages.
Community for attorneys, auto, barbers, books, catering, churches, DJs, insurance, venues, and more.
Over 1,600 African-American businesses listed.
Serving Baldwin, Bibb, Crawford, Houston, Jones, Monroe, Peach, Twiggs,
and
Wilkinson counties. When you spend money in your community, you are supporting the advancement of your community.
Our motto is,
have you hugged a black business today? Well, here's your chance with the new 2022-2023 edition
of the Macon, Middle Georgia Black Pages.
So think Black Pages first. Available in hard copy and
digital.
Get your copy today. Think Black Pages first.